What's up, guys? Xavier back again with another video, and welcome back to another edition of my playlist of Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch. I want to apologize that it's been months since I did a rant about these three shows. I took a long break from doing a rant about these three shows, but now I'm back with part 6 of Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch. So in part 1, I talked about what these three shows were about and how long did they ran on MTV. Part 2, I talked about my favorite episodes of each show. Part 3, I talked about all the characters of each show and who are my favorite characters. Part 4, I talked about them coming out with video games due to their popularity. And part 5, before I took a long hiatus from doing a rant about these three shows, was should these shows get a crossover? Now in part 6, I'm going to talk about them premiering on MTV. Today is March 3rd. Today's been 22 years since Daria premiered on MTV. This Friday will mark 26 years since Beavis and Butthead premiered on MTV. And May 14th will mark 21 years since Celebrity Deathmatch premiered on MTV. So, what are my reaction about these three shows when they first premiered on MTV? Honestly, I really don't have a reaction about Beavis and Butthead premiering on MTV because I didn't actually watch the premiere of the show. I didn't start watching until seasons 4 or season 5. But I could still read on Wikipedia what was the first episode. I could still read y'all what was the first episode of Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch were all about. Starting off with, of course, Beavis and Butthead. The first 2 episodes was Door to Door and Give Blood that premiered on Monday, March 8th, 1993. Door to Door was about Mr. Van Driesen gives a class the assignment to go door to collect for charity. And while collecting, Beavis and Butthead run into a scary donor, Mistress Corna Anthrax. This was the first episode of the series to air. And the music videos that aired during this episode was Send Me Your Money by Suicidal Tennessees, Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot, Take This Heart by Richard Marx, Schools for Fools by Life, Sex, and Death, Erotica by Madonna, and Head Like a Hole by 9 Inch Nails. And Give Blood was about Beavis and Butthead donate blood in hopes of raking in the cash, giving a little more than they plan to. This episode is sometimes entitled Blood Drive. And the featured music videos was Physical by Olivia Newton-John, I Want to Be Sedated by Ramones, All of Me by Big Daddy Kane featuring Barry White, Painkiller by Judas Priest, and Bloodletting, the Vampire Song by Concrete Blonde. So, Even though I didn't have a reaction about Beavis and Butthead premiered on MTV when I was a kid, but looking back on it now, my reaction is I believe this show was going to be one of MTV's most popular shows, and guess what? That's exactly what it was. Beavis and Butthead was one of MTV's most popular shows. And Beavis and Butthead was one of those shows on MTV that helped MTV boost their ratings up. Now, on to the first episode of Daria that aired on Monday, March 3rd, 1997. Daria premiered 6 days before the notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in LA. So the only episode of Daria that aired when Biggie was still alive was, of course, the first episode. The second episode aired the day after his death. Esti Mesters was the first episode of Daria that aired on Monday, March 3rd, 1997. Of course, this episode was about Daria and her family moving out of Beavis and Butthead's hometown, Highland, into this suburb town called Lawndale, where her sister Quinn gains instant popularity. Lawndale High School gives Daria a psychological exam because they assume she has low self-esteem and assign her to a special class for kids with low self-esteem. There she meets student artist extraordinaire Jane Lane, a girl who shares her sense of humor, her disdain for suburban banality, and her love for the fiction tabloid TV show Sick Sad World. My reaction about Daria premiering on MTV was, just like Beavis and Butthead, will Daria be able to gain MTV's ratings? Will it become one of MTV's most popular shows? And guess what? Daria was one of MTV's most popular shows. And I can't believe it's been 22 years since Daria first premiered. Like I said, it premiered 6 days before Biggie Smalls was shot and killed in LA. And I had no idea that Daria was going to get her own show, probably because due to her popularity on Beavis and Butthead. But she still appeared in the last couple of episodes of Beavis and Butthead's last season. Now on to the first episode of Celebrity Deathmatch that aired on May 14th, 1998. The episode was titled Seinfeld's Last Stand. Hillary Clinton versus Monica Lewinsky, Mariah Carey versus Jim Carrey, and Tim Allen versus Jerry Seinfeld. Of course, the match between Hillary Clinton and Monica Lewinsky ended a no contest. Mariah Carey beat Jim Carrey, of course, singing in that high. Y'all know how Mariah Carey is whenever she be singing in that high note. That's how she defeated Jim Carrey. And Tim Allen beat Jerry Seinfeld. My reaction about Celebrity Deathmatch premiered on MTV. My same reaction when Beavis and Butthead and Daria premiered on MTV. Is this going to become one of MTV's most popular shows too? Just like Beavis and Butthead and Daria? And guess what? It was another one of MTV's most popular shows that gained the network's ratings. And also, the first episode of Celebrity Deathmatch aired on the same day that Seinfeld's last episode aired. No wonder they had Jerry Seinfeld go up against Tim Allen in the first episode. That's crazy. Man. But I got nothing else to say. I'm so glad I had to come back and do a part 6 about these 3 favorite shows of mine from MTV. With that being said, that's going to wrap up part 6 of my rant about Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch. Let me know in the comments below, what were your reaction about these 3 shows premiering on MTV back in 1993, 1997, and 1998. Thumbs up if you liked this video, thumbs down if you didn't. Hit subscribe if you like the content. Click on the notification bell for the next video. And I will catch you tomorrow about today's game between the Houston Rockets and the Boston Celtics. Don't follow your dreams, chase them. Peace. Part 7 coming soon.